Yes, you're live on the Brain Share, and this is an influencing show, an inspirational show on social media platforms. Just don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow. I'm your host, Sharon. In this show, we normally bring different personalities in life. Of course, they are here to inspire us, to advise us, to influence us on certain things in life. And today we are having Mr. Peter Ssesanga as an icon. If you really want to be inspired, if you really want to be advised, just sit down and watch. So you're welcome, Mr. Peter, and live on the Brain Share.
Thank you, Sharon. It's my pleasure to be on this show. Thank you. And good time to everybody who is watching us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Who is Mr. Peter Ssesanga?
Well, Peter Ssesanga is a Ugandan, as many of us are, a village boy. For that matter, I don't forget that. I come from not a village not very far from town. A village is actually a sub-county now, and a town council for that matter. It's called Kasao. It's a sub-county in Mukono district, and that's where I had my formative years, schooling, upbringing. Most of the time I was there, so I'm comfortable to say I'm a village boy. Yes.
Okay.
Perhaps I could add that from Kasao, I was able, with God's grace, to go through school, and I advanced up to the highest stages of education. I've been through many work situations. For your information, I was once a teacher, and to my students, the ones I used to teach, and my partners in the school education, I say a big hello to you. And I was able to be now, like you said, you put it, and I'm an icon, which is a pleasure to me, and I thank God for it. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Peter, what are you doing for a living as a person?
As a person, I'm not doing this thing alone. It's a collaboration. We are putting our efforts together. Well, we found, I'm a co-founder of this entity called Posh Supplies Limited. Sorry. It's an effort, a two-man effort. I have my co-founder, my young brother, Joseph Uboji, and we started it. So this is principally where we make our living from. Much as a person, you have side engagements, but this is our principal means where we earn a living. Posh Supplies Limited. Yes.
When did Posh Supplies Limited start?
It started way back in 2011. That is the registration. But it was in abeyance for quite a long time. It was not very active. It only became active, I think, from around 2019. But it used to do work, only that it was not very active. But now we are very active, and we should thank God for that. Yes.
Okay. Why the name Posh Supplies, not any other name?
Well, the name, there is a saying that everything, I don't know how to phrase it properly, but there is a saying that there is everything is in the name. Your name is your introduction to the world. So we had to get a name which would be easy to remember and a catchy name, a stylish name, because when you hear Posh, you know you are dealing with something which is good, which is of a certain class, higher class. So, and together with its catchword, the slogan that opportunity is knocking, we wanted a name which would really bring up that idea that you are having before your eyes posh, things which are good, which are exquisite, which are good, which are high class. And wherever you would see Posh, if you read the flyer, if you see a person from Posh Supplies, you would know that that is an opportunity to you. Yes, basically that is that.
Okay. What does Posh Supplies do?
Posh Supplies, we do, we have a lot of business engagements. In our formative years, as we are beginning, we started as distributors of stationery. We partnered. As we work, we have on board people with different abilities. And my young brother Aloysius, was the brain behind the distribution of stationery and related supplies. For us, where me and my colleague Buoji, where we were working, we are not so much into stationery, but we gave the chance to our brother Aloysius to have it as our flagship thing, as our flagship introduction, the engagement that would run the company for some time. Now we've diversified. As you can see where we are sitting, you can see different items. Those are medical items. But we thank God that because of the time we did, we spent in the medical business, we picked ideas, and that's why we have now a variety of businesses in the medical fraternity. We diversified into promotional items. We have emergency relief items for people who need organizations. They want tents, they want plastics, they want soap, they want mattresses, they want blankets, all those relief items. We have first aid supplies, like first aid kits. We have, by the way, we didn't throw away the stationery, we still do. We have office supplies, like the consumables, we call them office groceries. We have quite a number of items we have on board, but it's all been through hard work and God's grace. Maybe I will elaborate later on, but basically that is what we do. So right now, we have our major thrust is in medical supplies, and I would thank our customers, the ones who are supporting us, as well as our mentors in the medical business. I would really thank them. And I think wherever everyone is, they should be proud that now they have a a formidable son who is doing the things right in the right way. Yes.
Okay. How did you come up with the idea of Posh Supplies? Because you said you with your co-founder, I don't think you were staying in the same home or something like that. How did you come up to do such a thing?
Well, to come up with Posh,
Yeah.
with Posh.
Because it's not something small anyone can
Yeah.
ever do.
Yes. There's something they call a rainy day. And this is something that I want all the youth to know. And not only the youth, but all people to understand. There's something in life they call a rainy day. So you have to always be prepared for a rainy day. You see, we come to work, we work because everybody should work. But when you add up all your demands and obligations, the salary will always evaporate in thin air. And two, you always have to prepare that what if this happens? What next? I always tell my colleagues, you always have to prepare for church dako. In this part of the world, we don't have really enough security on our employment. I think the people in the legislative arena, maybe they will enforce it, but as we stand, the security, the tenure of service is not so concretized. So everybody is really called upon to save for a rainy day, to prepare for a rainy day. When an eventuality comes, then you have to be somewhere, because we cannot start engaging in activities that are against the law. So basically that is how the inception came, the realization at that time that, and which is not in bad faith. And I always encourage my colleagues here, always prepare for such a day. When we always tell them, me and my colleague Boji, what if for some reason we have problems and we cannot continue? Well, what is your plan B? You always must have a plan B. So basically that is that. That's how the idea came. But I also, now to engage in this big venture now, still it was from experience that we were able to also think along the same lines. We drew a lot of inspiration from where we were working, me and my colleague, and we said, if this can be done here, can't we do it? So basically it's all about having the right attitude, and you pick a leaf from here, from there, and then you also do it your way. So basically that's how we started. It was not that we started it to compete with anybody, but simply to prepare for a rainy day. And in my case, a rainy day actually did come. There was a time a rainy day came, and basically it would be difficult to patch up the things if it was not for this entity you are looking at now. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Peter Ssesanga, as one of the founders, Posh Supplies. Normally when people are starting businesses, there is always aims and objectives. How is the company so far?
Well, the company is on the right track, I can say. We are on the right track because when we set out, the two of us, me and my co-founder, we first of all thought it was going to be something to to help us maybe with the two. But it has now grown. We are looking after many people. We have many employees. There are very many people depending on this entity now. So I can say we are on the right track. We've met many of our objectives. We wanted to create employment, which we have, and we still do plan to expand. We wanted also some additional income, which we have been able to get. We wanted a place where we would work as a family. We have achieved that. So basically, we are on the right track. That's what I can tell you. Yes.
Which group of people are you targeting as a clientele?
The group of people, we have a wide client base and a target. We have the NGO world. Actually, they are our biggest supporters. The non-governmental, non-profit organizations. They have supported us so well. But we also have the government of Uganda. It's also a client through its local governments and the city councils and the government parastatals. We have individual companies. We work with the established companies as well as a one-on-one. You may be there and you want something, you just give us a call. The good thing, we have our contacts available online, even phone contacts are available. So we are reachable, and everyone is welcome to come, and we do business. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Who inspired you in life?
In life, I draw inspiration for different things from different people.
Yeah.
The business inspiration, as I told you, I got it. I'm afraid of using the word I. I don't want that word. I always use we. We got the inspiration, as I told you. We have our big brother who taught us a lot in business. Our big brother is called Haji Matovu. He inspired us a lot. Through his actions, through his endeavors, we were able to also to pick a leaf. And we also want to be where he is and even more. So that is inspiration in the business sense. We drew it from there. But in other life aspects, I have a lot of inspiration and a lot of respect for other people. Like Owechitiwa. He inspires me a lot. And whatever I don't even know if I can get any materials. I told my colleagues there, Owechitiwa, Charles Peter Maiga. I like his speeches, his endeavors. I pick many lessons from what he says, what he does, and I wish everybody, if everybody could do, we could have maybe 1,000 of Owechitiwas. So that is in the general sense of life. Then there is a person, he's an evangelist. He's called Nick. He's a man without arms. I don't know if our viewers have had the chance to see him. He's called Nick. I think he's Nick Vujicic. He's an Australian-American evangelist. He has no arms, no legs, but he gives very nice inspirational speeches. And in one of the speeches. I think it is a program which is called no limbs. I think no limbs, no problem. You can see how the man can be able to transform people's lives. A man without arms, a man without legs. I invite our viewers to take time and look him up, maybe TikTok or Facebook or whatever. They can see that man I'm talking about. I also drew a lot of inspiration from, there's an South African, I think he's even younger than me, by the way. I don't know if many Ugandans have heard of him. He's called Vusi Thembekwayo, I think. He's so much into business development and ideas and venture capital and what have you. So he thinks big, and I would wish our viewers would take time and listen to such a man so we can move forward together. And then locally, and I think it could be locally, I have a man. I also just chanced on him, and now I'm his disciple. He's called Bangafi. I think Bangafi is a company, I don't know. But he always, there's a way he speaks, like he's sarcastic, but I like his shows. So he talks about planting trees and doing this and doing this using local examples. So those are my inspirations. Yes.
Wow. What's your target for Posh Supplies?
Yeah, our target for Posh obviously is to grow bigger and expand. We want to expand our reach countrywide and also in the region by having maybe distribution areas. Say in South Sudan, we must have representation there. In Rwanda, in Congo, I think the eastern part of Congo, we are planning to expand to those areas. Internally here, we are planning, we have something for our staff. We want them to develop each and everyone's capacity to reach the top. We have offers here for everybody who is willing, but only for if you show you are a hard worker. So we have offers to provide education and career development to our team, whoever is part of our family. We have plans to do that. And then I talked about the expansion. I talked about the career development. We have plans to diversify. Now we are going into oil production as a country. We also want to tap into that area. So far we've registered with the necessary regulatory authorities in the petroleum sector. So basically this is about expanding and growing from a local base. We are not external funded, we are not what, but having the right frame of mind to expand using our local resources here and our natural abilities. Basically, that is what we want. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Peter, in any other business, there are always challenges.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you normally face
Well,
as a founder, Posh Supplies?
the challenges, I might say, they are not unique to us. They are challenges which can be found across the board. The major challenge, one, is that we are not yet competitive. For us as Posh, we know we are competitive, but you find some of us customers, they have a preference for If you come and there's a foreign element in you, there's an element of trust that now this is a foreign consortium. I think but we have ways to go about that. We prove because we have nothing to hide. We prove ourselves. If the people want samples, they want to install this, they want to do this, we show them we have the capacity to do anything. Then the other was the COVID song. The COVID was a very big disruption in our activities, but I'm happy to say that we are now settling, only that we have now upcoming challenges, diseases and other contagious infections. But I hope it will not be as disastrous as COVID used to be. And then the other one possibly would be the taxation. I still have issues with the taxmen. But I think I've not taken enough time to study their things, because you find this time you are being asked to pay this. The other time you settle that, and then sometimes again you see on the mail it's still referring to the other thing that you cleared. But I think that's an internal challenge as well. But basically it is not so much of we don't have big challenges really. Only that it is a challenge as a country in that most of our population, they are very used to doing things informally. When you do things formally, and I think I should also state that, we have our colleagues in business, because we rely on, we don't exist in a vacuum. We have to get resource supplies from different sources. But our local sources here, they always want cash up front. And I'm surprised. Very few entities would accept a check. Maybe our predecessors did wrong things with the checks. People want an economy of hard cash. You have to get cash. So sometimes we have problems with the funding of all the different business sectors we're engaged in, because locally we have a trust in cash. I don't know, for some reason, but I think as we grow and grow, as the years go by, we shall all be very formal. So the informal way of doing business is affecting us so much, where people want cash up front. You cannot even write a check. When you mention a check, you just chase it away immediately. We really find that as a big challenge, really. Yeah.
Okay. What pisses you off as a person?
As a person. As a person in management, or as an individual, I can tell you, as an individual, I always have problems with complacency. Complacency is a situation where you are self-satisfied. You have something small, but you think it is enough. Now we are here. So our colleagues, our team members would think, now we are at the peak. I always want people to know that it is a work in progress. This life is a work in progress. You've not reached the peak. So any person really pisses me off when I see through actions, through words, through omissions, that they are complacent. Relatedly, I also get pissed with someone who is in the comfort zone. I hate the comfort zone, where somebody just sits and thinks, Nachimala, that is a comfort zone, so we cannot move further. That is really a very big challenge. And also, I hate self-pity. Self-pity and this sympathability. He wants to be sympathized with. You find people begging on the street, even not on the street, a person who ordinarily is an able-bodied person, but that person does not want to work in the normal sense of the word, but wants to be sympathized with and given a livelihood. So that person scripts his way to live a life of perpetual begging. That pisses me off, and sometimes I don't have very kind words for a person like that. So basically, that kind of because when you seek sympathy, you are literally telling me that you are not responsible. That for you want somebody else to take responsibility for your life, which is not the case. Everybody has to take responsibility for their life. This thing I always tell the youth to have something to do, work to do. I always encourage people to mind their own business. Do something because you have a head. Many people really go through life without optimally using their heads. And you reach old age and death when out of the given 100% brain God gave you, you die while you've used 20%. And that is a very big loss to humanity. So I encourage people to use their brains maximally. I see many opportunities. Every day I'm coming to work and I pass through town, I pass where I stay. You see people coming up with opportunities. Now, it is your responsibility as well, because nobody has your life. It is your life. You look at all those learning examples of people starting up a merchandise shop, this one selling vegetables, this is selling, all those are opportunities which life throws at you. So if you don't also sit down and say, but by the way, can't I do such a thing? If so and so can do it, why can't I? Or if you see an opportunity, can't you make it better? Can't I make it better? Such that I also contribute to humanity. So basically, it could be something for another time where we can talk about making use of the brain. I always call it when a person who is supposed to use his head, I have a term for it. It is called the brain frugality, where somebody is just too frugal with his thinking. This world, we can win this world through thinking. And I encourage people to take time. You see, as we advise our people to do business, to mind their own business, I want as well to do the thinking part. And one aspect where you know that you are not thinking enough, when you go back home in the bathroom and you are not thinking of your passion, you don't have time to reflect and say, when you are not excited, you don't have that passion that, really, can't I really have this butchery work? can't I add in this and this and this? If you don't have the time to think over that thing in your bathroom when you are taking a bath, then you are not excited enough, and you will be a slave for life. So I encourage the youth. My time now, I'm in middle age. They call it middle age because I was born in Amini's era. I passed through the youth time. I know what it is. So my advice is, but I think that will be another topic for another day, where we have to expand how we go step by step, how you have to expand your brain, how to use your brain maximally. Because it is a pity, and I think God is very, very disappointed with us. Because he says, but you guys, I gave you a brain. Now you come to me. You've died. Yes, you've died. I knew you would die. But what have you done with the brain I gave you? So that could be another topic. But basically, I hate people who want sympathy and the people who push responsibility to others that they have to solve their problems. Those people piss me off so much. So I encourage, especially the youth, they should expand their brains. Let's not look for excuses, because anytime you look for an excuse, you are empowering something outside you to control you. But if you take charge, you are proactive, you take charge, then you cannot have something to control you. You cannot give excuses that I should have done this, but I can't because Aloysius did not do this. What did you do? Why are you not a person? Why do you think it is Aloysius to do that without you doing it? So that is it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Ssesanga. And to you, our dear viewer, we shall have the next episode, and we shall start with, again, Mr. Peter Ssesanga. Of course, thank you for watching The Brain Share. May God bless you.